Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Now I want to explain Section A, Bibliographical Service and Utilities. I choose SIRIM link. SIRIM is a private industry research and technology organization in Malaysia, wholly owned by the Ministry of Finance. SIRIM has always played a major role in the development of the country's private sector. Meanwhile, SIRIM Link is an online database service developed and operated by SIRIM Berhad Malaysia. Some successful and varied R&D agencies. A lot of repositories have been collected from the incomparable array of intelligence service held by SIRIM Berhad. It is intended to serve all types of users, such as corporate managers, businessmen, entrepreneurs, engineers, scientists, researchers, lecturers, and students. Now, let me share the historical event that happened in SIRIM. In 1964, the government of Malaysia back then directed a study on the establishment of a national standards organization. In 1966, the Standards Institution of Malaysia was established in early 1966 as a department under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry. In 1974, the National Action Council decided that SIM can be merged with the National Institute for Scientific and Industrial Research, NISIR, to form SIRIM. In 1966, the Standard Institution of Malaysia SIMS governed by government ministries. In 1977, the year dawned well for SIRIM with the official opening of the SIRIM complex at Shah Alam on 9 March 1977 by His Royal Highness. In 1980, the design for the comfortability and safety marks, together with the terms and conditions governing the use, were approved by the Standards Committee. In 1991, it was the first year SIRIM operated with the additional resources provided under the restructuring which came into effect on 1 January 1990. In 1993, the rapidly changing market needs resulting from the accelerating national industrialization and globalization of markets. SIRIM was corporatized to be known as SIRIM Berhad on September 1, 1996 under the Companies Act, which is vested with all the right, privilege, and obligation of SIRIM. The mission of SIRIM is to provide quality and sustainable to industry, government, and society. The vision of SIRIM is SIRIM want to be the best partner for innovation. The first objective of SIRIM is to enhance the trade access, competitiveness, and business growth, to contribute towards national policies and aspirations, and lastly, to improve quality of life through health, safety, environment, and consumer protection. Okay, let me share to you the SIRIM's participation with others organizations. The first one is MATRADE. MATRADE is a Malaysia External Trade Development Corporation. Next, they cooperate with MARA, and then with SME Corps, and with State-Owned Economic Growth Organization. They also participate with University Technology Petronas, University Malaya, UNIDO, or the United Nations Industrial Development Organization. It is a specialized agency of the United Nations that assists countries in economic and industrial development. Lastly, it cooperates with Fraunhofer Institute of Germany. The product or services that SIRIM have is IC Innovation in Energy Management, IC Innovation Smart Manufacturing, IC Innovation in Sensor, IC Innovation in Biomedical, IC Innovation in Bio-Natural Gas, and IC Innovation in Nanotechnology. For services, SIRIM has commercialization, standard quality training and consulting, packaging, security design solution, business transformation, and lastly, InnoPack. For benefit, SIRIM provide quality and sustainable innovation to industry, government, and society. It covers a wide range of topics related to science, technology, and technological development, such as regulations, patent, and trade-related technical issues. It can now be accessed through the internet in your own office, at home, and around the world. The first future planning for Sirim is they want to bring manufacturing industries forward. Industry 4.0 is a relatively new idea for small and medium-sized enterprises (SMEs) in the country. In order to embrace technology 4.0, the whole company will need to be able to adopt emerging technology and modern ways of operating. Secondly, Sirim want to take things to the fourth level. Now, with Industry 4.0, instead of functioning by themselves, the devices can begin communicating with each other. This forces more and more SMEs and MNCs to think about how online and offline work in practice together. Thirdly, Sirim's want a necessary development. Sirim can provide the education necessary to propel our workforce upward. This could be in terms of retraining our existing engineers or working with schools to make sure that our future graduates will have the capabilities to drive Industry 4.0 forward. We suggest Sirim Link to provide more latest information on their websites because, in my opinion, information that Sirim Link provides on their website is incomplete. Furthermore, maybe Sirim Link can put a lot of infographic about their company to make researchers like us to do assignment way easier and excited to know about their company by seeing information in infographic format. In conclusion, Sirim Link offers access to a large collection of technical knowledge stored at Sirim. It is intended to serve all types of users such as corporate managers, businessmen, entrepreneurs, engineers, scientists, researchers, lecturers, and students who wants to keep up with the state-of-the-art technology. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Taufiq and I would like to talk about bibliographical services and utilities. PalmOilis is an online database service developed and hosted by the Malaysian Palm Oil Board or MPOB. It launched in 1993 and occasion of the Forum International Palm Oil Congress 1993. PalmOilis is a portal for information and knowledge on palm oil and oil palm. Malaysia is now one of the biggest names in palm oil thanks to the seeds, trees, and previous government initiative. It was only in the early 20th century that we see the beginnings of an industry in Malaysia, specifically Selangor, which was the birth of the huge palm oil industry we now see in Malaysia. Previously, Malaysia depended much on rubber as well as tin. Malaysia decided to implement new ideas so that it could avoid too much dependence on those products for its economy. In the 60s, the government had the foresight to start schemes for land owners to alleviate the poverty level and promoted the planting of palm oil seeds. Mission: to preserve the industrial heritage of the country relating to palm oil by enhancing the intellectual property (IP) of the board and constantly strive to meet or exceed the needs and expectations of our stakeholders. Vision: to become a renowned information center on palm oil and its byproduct. Palm oil's objective: want to create a better industry services about palm oil in Malaysia. They also want to improve quality of life through health, safety, environment, and consumer protection. The participation or membership of palm oils, including MPOC, MPOB, MPOA, MPOCC, MSPO, RSPO, and others. Palm oil's products and services that they produce is journal, OPED, MPOB Tech, palm product, MPOB Test, palm gyms, OPEC, borrowing interlibrary loans, reservations, photocopying, literature search, and current awareness or SDS services. The benefits that Palmolive get is: first, increase financial in organization. Second is seeking for the high quality palm oil. And lastly, making profit through export and import palm oil. So for palm oilists, my points of view about the organization is I recommend that palm oilists provide more services and latest information in their website or official website.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hartini binti Cik Muhammad Isham, nombor kad matrix 2019-437 and 138. Now, I want to explain national and international organization involved in bibliographic control activities. I choose National Library of Malaysia, or you can call NLM. The National Library of Malaysia is library established under the National Library Act 1972 in Kuala Lumpur. The National Library Malaysia is located at 232 Jalan Tun Razak, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. It was established in 1966, that was like 54 years ago. Okay, the main function of the National Library of Malaysia is divided into 3 activities. The first one is management activity, the second one is library development activity, and the last one is information service activity. Each activity is supported by sub-activity or division in order to achieve its goal and objective of the National Library of Malaysia. This is the library building that I found on Google. I really like the idea and the concept of this library. In my opinion, I think foreigner will interested to come to visit this library because of the traditional concept that this library have. Now, let me explain the historical event that happened in this library. I have few here in this slide that I want to explain. I have more historical event on my report, but I choose to explain 4 historical events that I think is very important. Firstly, it was a historic year in 1956 in which the Malayan Library Group MLG sent a memorandum on public library services for the Malaya Federation. Secondly, in 1959 until 1961, the efforts toward establishing the National Library have been handled by several professional bodies, associations, and organizations such as Persatuan Perpustakaan Malaysia and Persatuan ITIAS. In 1962, 500,000 ringgit Malaysia on dollar to dollar, ringgit to ringgit, has been donated by the Lee Foundation to start the National Libraries Fund. In 1966, the government entrusted the National Library Committee with the responsibility to form the National Library. Now, let me explain the building history. The National Library of Malaysia began its operation in 1966 at the Federal Building, Petaling Jaya, Selangor, Malaysia. In the early 1970s, the National Library of Malaysia moved to a government building on Jalan Vening, now known as Jalan Perdana. In 1972, several divisions were shifted to the 6th and 7th floor of UMBC building, Jalan Sulaiman, Kuala Lumpur, Selangor. The National Library of Malaysia was relocated to the ground 6th and 7th floor of the MABA building, Jalan Davidson, Kuala Lumpur. In December 1975, the National Library of Malaysia operated from the 1st, 2nd and 3rd floor of Wisma Sachdaftar Kudas, Jalan Raja Laut, Kuala Lumpur. In 1982, a few divisions were transferred to the ground to 3rd floors of Wisma SYS, Jalan Raja Laut, Kuala Lumpur. The National Library of Malaysia rented Block 2B, Lot 2984, Jalan Segambut in 1985. In 1987, the National Library of Malaysia moved a number of its divisions to the ground level Bukit Naga Complex, Exchange Square, Jalan Semantan, Damansara Heights, Kuala Lumpur. Now let me explain about the design concept. The design was conceptualized using the idea of the traditional Malay headgear called the tengkolok, which symbolizes the Malay culture. Next, the tengkolok-shaped roof joined at the courtyard, Taman Ilmu, or we can call it Garden of Knowledge. The tiles for the roof are arranged into songket patterns inspired from the rich cultural heritage of the country. This picture is the tengkolok and the songket that I found on Google. On the left is the tengkolok that Malay wear on his head. The tengkolok only wearable for men. The songket is for traditional attire. Next, the interior design of this building is influenced by the mind concept. The wide spaces in the library attract users to experience every corner of this library have. This spacious environment symbolizes the intellectual faculty movement that is widely open. The roof skylight inspires knowledge acquisitions. The mission of National Library of Malaysia is to enhance the delivery of quality information resources through library services in order to build a knowledge society. Vision of National Library of Malaysia is to be a world-class. The first objective is to make available for the use of present and future generation a national collection of library resources, and then to facilitate nation-wide access to library resources available within the country and abroad. Next, to provide leadership on matters pertaining to libraries, leader in library development and services by the year 2020. Now, let me explain services that this library provide. The first one that I found is lending service for only registered members. Members are allowed to borrow 6 books for 3 weeks. Secondly is the community library loan services. The National Library of Malaysia has established 5 community libraries. The libraries that are found is Perpustakaan Komuniti Mahkota Ceras, Perpustakaan Komuniti Enyon A2 Setiabangsa, Perpustakaan Komuniti UTC Keramat Mall, Perpustakaan Awam Bukit Damansara, and Perpustakaan Buku Tuyu Radia Bukit Jelutong. Thirdly, they provide electronic resources services. I found that they provide a lot of latest technology that users can use. And then they provide Malay manuscript reference service. They represent the highest quality of the manuscript to scholar for study and transfer to a polite and relaxed environment. Fifthly is conservation service. Lastly is consultation service. It is to consult service to organizations that may be planning to get up a new library or upgrade existing library services. Among the benefit is the availability for the use of present and the future generation are assured in National Library collection of library sources. Future generations still could find almost everything in the National Library as long as they visit the library to use the collection in the library. Secondly, to facilitate nationwide access to library resources available within the country and abroad. Thirdly, libraries are very important to the students. Libraries are essential for students to develop as learners, to teach students the skill that they need to follow curiosity, to find information, and to apply knowledge to their academic and personal life. Fourthly, National Library of Malaysia are creating employment opportunities to the communities. People can work here as long as they have the qualification on that this library seek. As an example, if someone wants to apply to work here as librarian, they must have the qualification or have a degree in information management. Lastly, National Library of Malaysia are very cost effective. People who cannot afford to buy new books and can just borrow books from this library. This will help someone that come from middle to low class family to get information on for free. The future planning for this library are to strengthen leadership and governance, to increase the efficiency of human capital development, to improve the career development of the college, to improve the quality of publications and innovate library and information management. The National Library of Malaysia building looks incredible to me. And if someone visit the library, they will get the old building feeling. Even though the building is quite old, but the facilities is kinda good to me. Users can enjoy the freezing air conditioner that this library have. Not just that, users can enjoy the high-speed internet that this library provide, and they can use the internet to do their assignment or research. Next, staff in this library is very friendly and helpful to me. I was there once to do my PT3 work and they helped me in everything. Next, this place is nice for users to get knowledge and to bring their kids. Rather than you go to the mall and bring your kids, you can always bring your kids to get knowledge here. Sadly, the location for this library is not that ideal for me. For someone who does not have transportation like car or motorcycle, it's really hard to go to here. The National Library of Malaysia is quite far from any nearest LRT or MRT station. Not just that, around peak hour, a bunch of middle school kids go to here and they will make some noise. Other users may get disturbed by them because it's really hard to focus by the noise that they make. In a nutshell, National Library of Malaysia is a very helpful place for everyone, such as kids, students, researchers, and parents that puts together people who are thrilled to learn. It allows us to understand and develop our skills. We develop our reading habits in a library and satisfy our thirst and curiosity for knowledge. This supports a person's personal growth and development. Libraries consequently help everyone, those who visit and those who work there. Because of the digital age, we must not give up on libraries. Communities can come together to the National Library of Malaysia to learn, connect with each other, no matter where they're from. That's all my explanation. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Taufiq and I would like to talk about national and international organizations involved in bibliography control activities. And I chose United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, or UNESCO. UNESCO aimed at contributing to the building of peace, the eradication of poverty, sustainable development, and intercultural dialogue through education, the sciences, culture, communication, and information. It based in Paris, France. Most of its field offices are cluster offices that cover 3 or more countries. National and regional offices also exist. UNESCO seeks to build a culture of peace and inclusive knowledge societies through information and communication. History or background of UNESCO. UNESCO and its mandate for international cooperation can be traced back to a League of Nations resolution on 21 September 1921 to elect a commission to study feasibility. UNESCO's early work in the field of education included the pilot project on fundamental education in the Mobile Valley, Haiti, started in 1947. UNESCO's early activities in culture included the Nubia campaign launched in 1960. The mission: to provide support and promote innovative solutions to the challenges faced by ministries of education and governments in the complex task of improving equity, quality, relevance and effectiveness of curriculum, teaching, learning, and assessment processes and outcomes. Vision: a world where every person has access to relevant, quality education and lifelong learning. Objective: to protect the cultural heritage as a whole by combating the looting, theft, illegal export and import, and illicit trafficking of cultural property, as well as the degradation and all other forms of deterioration of the heritage. Participation or membership of UNESCO, UNESCO clubs, UNESCO chairs, Unity Way networks, UNESCO Goodwill Ambassadors, UNESCO Global Network, TVET, Education International (EI), International Council (IC), International Federation of Journalists (IFJ), International Police Association (IPA), and include 322 international NGO. UNESCO products: handicraft, Sicily Catania, and Luang Prabang. UNESCO services: oversight service, internal audit, evaluation, investigation service, library, bookshop and catering area. The benefits of UNESCO: first, serve quality education. Next, encourage people to preserve historical things. Third, give children a freedom. And lastly, strengthen the relationship between community. And so for UNESCO point of view about the organization, it contains a lot of information. Next, I can see that they strive for young people. Other than that, they supporting projects event. And lastly, they help younger generation who are poor.